right, cellists, we're ready to pack our instrument in the case for the first time. So this sometimes can be a little tricky because we have a lot of things to remember, but I am confident that we will be able to do this and do this well. So the first thing we need to do is to lift up our cello so that we can get to our end pin, because it doesn't really work to try and put our cello in the case with the end pin sticking out. So as we turn to the left to loosen, we need to turn to the left to loosen, and then push in that end pin, just gently slide it in, and then we want to make sure that we tighten it up again so that that end pin doesn't accidentally fall out. So we've tightened up our end pin, and now we need to get our hand on our case. So remember, we're going to keep our hands on our cello at all times, and you'll lean over your chair, whichever side your case happens to be on, and find that case. And it's best to start packing top to bottom. So if we wiggle apart your case just a bit, and then rest the top, the scroll inside, we can grab the front and pull it around. Now, sometimes it's hard to tell which is front and which is back on these cases. And so when I talk about front, I mean the side of the cello that has your bridge and the strings, and the side of your case that has the bow flap and the pocket for your end pin anchor is the front of the case. They're shaped a little bit differently to forgive for that bridge, a little bit of bridge space in there. So we want to make sure we're getting our cello in the case the correct way. So we still have our hands on the cello, even though it's in the case, and we're going to kind of wiggle around the back and wiggle around the front so that we are almost all the way closed. And now we got to work with the zippers. So taking that zipper from the top and sliding it down. And then remember that little zipper we had on the back side, or the bottom side, there it is. We're going to push that down so that our zippers are meeting in the middle. We haven't taken a zipper and flipped it over that end pin. That'll help our cello case stay longer. Now this case happens to have some straps for the handles, or a Velcro pouch for the handles, so we'll Velcro that together to be sure that we have an easy hold. And now we have a couple things we need to pick up. We have our end pin anchor that was underneath our chair, so I'll pick that up off the chair and kind of fold it up neatly. That will make it easy to pack into the case. Slide that in the case and zip that pocket up. And then there's one other piece of equipment that we didn't use today, but we need to return to the case, and that's the bow. So as we put the bow back in, we slide it tip first into the case and then close that latch. Now the next question is, how are we going to hold this cello as we take it out to the bus? So there's a couple different ways we can do this. One way is to simply grab onto those handles and be on your way. Sometimes I think, though, that this isn't quite the securest way to do this, because if you notice, as I walk around, it kind of flaps around in the wind here. So what I would suggest is using the left side of your body. We're going to turn our cello and face it out away from us, bend over, and grab onto those handles and pick it up like this. Now that cello is a little secure, it's up against your body, the neck of the instrument is up against your neck, and it's a little easier to make your way. Some cases are even a little fancier, and they have some straps on the back, a backpack strap, and it's lots easier to then get that case up on your shoulders, and now you can be hands-free. Now, thinking about this, you're going to be headed to school, so you're probably going to have a backpack of your own. Sometimes you can backpack cello in the back and school backpack in the front, and then you can really be hands-free. But notice that when I put my cello on my back, the top of my cello, the scroll of my cello is a little bit higher than my head. So as you're walking around, you just have to be careful that, you know, doors and all of those things are easy to get through. So once you make your way, then we have a safe cello, we have a safe you, and off we go.